In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, all praise belongs to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the creator of the heavens and the earth, the one who fashioned mankind in the best of form and the one who granted wisdom through his chosen ones. Today we reflect on a timeless saying attributed to Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, a saying that carries deep meaning and endless guidance. He said, "Life is tougher than a teacher. A teacher gives lessons and then takes tests, while life gives tests and then teaches lessons." This statement may sound simple, but when one begins to reflect on it deeply, one discovers how it captures the entire human experience in just a few words. When we go to school or to a teacher, we follow a certain method. First we sit and learn, we receive the knowledge, we take notes, we practice, we prepare, and then the teacher tests us. The teacher sets a question paper and asks us to demonstrate what we have already studied. The system is designed in such a way that we are warned in advance that a test is coming. We know what subjects will be examined. We even have textbooks, guidelines, and examples so that we can prepare ourselves before the test comes. But life does not follow that pattern. Life is different. Life is harsher. Life does not tell us in advance when the test will arrive. Life does not hand us a syllabus or a textbook. Life does not announce that tomorrow at 10 in the morning there will be a question paper. Life tests us suddenly without warning, sometimes in the middle of our comfort, sometimes in the middle of our plans, sometimes at the peak of our happiness, and sometimes in the depths of our sadness. We are struck by trials, challenges, and difficulties that we never expected. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, captures this reality by comparing life with a teacher. A teacher gives a lesson, then a test. Life gives a test, then a lesson. Only after we fall, only after we struggle, only after we face pain, only after we endure heartbreak, only after we lose something precious, only after we are shaken by events do we realize the lesson behind it. Life throws us into the sea before teaching us how to swim, and only when we struggle with the waves do we understand the value of endurance, the importance of patience, and the necessity of strength. This wisdom reminds us that every difficulty we encounter, every trial we face is in fact a lesson being taught by life itself. Sometimes it is a lesson in patience, sometimes a lesson in gratitude, sometimes a lesson in humility, sometimes a lesson in dependence on Allah, sometimes a lesson in detachment from worldly possessions, sometimes a lesson in valuing relationships, sometimes a lesson in guarding our words, sometimes a lesson in resilience and courage. Think of a person who loses his wealth overnight, perhaps due to an accident, a fire, or a business failure. At first he is devastated, he feels broken, he feels abandoned, but with time he begins to see that wealth was never permanent. He begins to see that security comes only from Allah. He begins to appreciate the value of simplicity. He learns generosity even in poverty. He understands the pain of the poor more deeply. This was a test, but it became a lesson. Think of a person who loses a loved one, a mother, a father, a spouse, a child. The pain is unbearable. The heart feels like it has been crushed and nothing makes sense. Yet with time he realizes that life is temporary, that love must be expressed while people are alive, that the world is fleeting, that meeting again in the hereafter is the ultimate reunion. The loss was a test, but it became a lesson. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, is reminding us not to be blind to these hidden lessons, because life is full of tests. Some are small and some are massive, but all of them carry wisdom within them if only we open our eyes to see it. When we look at history, we find that the greatest of people were tested. The prophets, peace be upon them all, were tested. Prophet Ibrahim was tested with fire. Prophet Musa was tested with Pharaoh. Prophet Yusuf was tested with the betrayal of his brothers. Prophet Ayub was tested with illness. Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, was tested with loss of loved ones, poverty, battles, and endless challenges. Every test was followed by wisdom. Every hardship was followed by a lesson that became guidance for the entire world. The saying of Hazrat Ali teaches us to treat life itself as a classroom, but unlike the classrooms we are familiar with, this classroom is unpredictable. The teacher does not explain before the exam itself is the explanation, and the marks we receive are determined by our response in the moment. If we respond with patience, with wisdom, with trust in Allah, then we pass the test and learn the lesson. If we respond with anger, with despair, with arrogance, then we fail to benefit from the wisdom, and life will bring the test again and again until we understand. One of the deepest implications of this saying is that hardships are not punishments, rather they are opportunities for growth. Many times we think, why is this happening to me? What did I do to deserve this? Why is life unfair? Why am I being tested? But the perspective of Hazrat Ali gives us comfort. He is telling us that these tests are part of the design of life. They are meant to teach us lessons we would never learn otherwise. Without losing wealth, we would not know the value of contentment. Without losing health, we would not know the value of gratitude. Without experiencing betrayal, we would not know the value of loyalty. Without facing fear, we would not know the value of courage. This wisdom also teaches us to respect those who are struggling, because everyone is sitting in the classroom of life. Some are facing exams of poverty, some are facing exams of illness, some are facing exams of broken relationships, some are facing exams of loneliness, some are facing exams of responsibility and leadership. Just as we do not mock a student struggling in a classroom, we must not mock or belittle someone struggling in life. Life is tougher than a teacher because it does not wait for us to be ready, it does not give us warning, it does not allow us to postpone the test, it forces us to face reality as it comes. This toughness, however, makes us stronger, just as a metal becomes stronger when placed in fire, just as a seed grows when buried in soil, just as muscles grow when stretched under resistance, so too does the soul grow when tested by life. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, through this one line invites us to reflect on our daily struggles differently. He invites us to stop complaining and start learning. He invites us to transform our perspective. Instead of asking why me, ask what lesson is hidden here. Instead of saying I cannot handle this, say Allah will not burden a soul more than it can bear. Instead of despairing over failure, see it as training for success. Instead of crying over what is lost, see what wisdom has been gained. This way of thinking turns every hardship into a stepping stone, every failure into a foundation, every loss into an awakening, every pain into purification. Life becomes meaningful not because it is easy, but because every challenge has purpose and every test carries a hidden gift. My brothers and sisters, think about your own journey. How many times have you faced something that felt unbearable and yet later you looked back and realized it changed you for the better? Perhaps you were rejected from a job only to find a better opportunity. Perhaps you faced heartbreak only to discover self-respect. Perhaps you faced humiliation only to discover humility. Perhaps you were forced to leave one place only to find a better home elsewhere. All these were tests that became lessons. Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, gives us a lens to interpret these experiences. Life is tougher than a teacher, but that toughness is also its mercy, because life shapes us into stronger, wiser, deeper, more compassionate human beings. Without the tests of life, we would remain shallow, without understanding, without depth, without faith. Therefore, whenever a test comes our way, let us remember that it is not just a trial, it is also a lesson. It is a page in the book of our growth, it is a chapter in the story of our soul, it is a step closer to Allah, it is a polishing of the heart, it is a reminder of our dependence on the Creator, it is a bridge between what we are and what we can become. May Allah grant us patience in the tests of life. May He open our hearts to the lessons hidden within them. May He allow us to pass the exams of life with faith and wisdom, and may the words of Hazrat Ali continue to guide us in every moment.